Hey there, it's Lenny McGill with the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop right here in the amazing Nashville studios. And today's a big day for us because finally, after like 3 or 4 or 5 months, we have received the Ramjet, the Radian Ramjet for the G43X. And there's been a lot of buzz about this because it's really, really popular for the Glock 19, Glock 17. We've got them, and it's so amazing that it reduces recoil and muzzle flip. And everybody wants it for the 43X because the little 43X is a little snappy because it's such a small gun, has a small grip, and it has a tendency to jump up on you. There's a couple things we do to eliminate that. And one of the things you can do is install the Radian Ramjet. I'm going to do it for you right here. This is the box. Comes nicely packaged. I already opened it up, as you can see. And then here is the Ramjet. It's a barrel with a ported tip and a little ported, kind of a compensator that helps eject the gases. But what's really cool about this, and what they've really done, and they've done such a nice job, that marries it up to the nose of the slide. And I'll show you that as we do the installation. First of all, this is a Glock 43X. It is empty, okay? There are no magazines here. Here's a magazine, it's empty, right? I'm gonna go ahead and double check inside, and the gun is in fact unloaded, and you should always do the same thing. Now, let's go ahead and remove the slide. So wrap my hand up on top, pull back just a little bit to take the pressure off the slide lock, pull down on the slide lock on both sides, hold down, and walk the slide off, all right? Holding the slide, there you go. There's the lower, or the frame, and here's the upper, or the slide. And there's the factory guide rod. I'll take that out. And here comes the barrel. Just push it up and pull it out. And there's the factory barrel versus the Ramjet barrel. That's kind of how they look, all right? Now, put it this way maybe so you can see a little bit better. You can see it's a little longer. We're going to talk about that once we get it installed because a lot of people are going to say, well, what about a holster? I've got a solution for you, so hold on there. So let's go ahead and now put the barrel off to the side, guide rod off to the side. In the package from Radian, you do get a little drill bit or Torx bit that allows you to remove this front piece. So it goes right into the side here, and I've loosened it up a little bit, but I have it tight enough now that I'm going to need to use a tool. So I'll go there like that, and we're just going to loosen that screw and take it all the way out. It's got to come all the way out for you to be able to do exactly what we're doing, installing it into the gun. So once you remove that screw all the way, basically you'll see how it locks this in place. So there's the compensator type piece, okay? And you can see the ports on top. And then here's the ported barrel. Right there like that. Now, if you were to stick that into the gun by itself, which I'll do just so you can see the ports are gonna stick out just enough there like that. All right, now we're gonna go ahead, and the installation is so simple. We're gonna take this piece and we're gonna put it right on top here. And we wanna make sure it's seated all the way. And like I said earlier, you can see how nicely contoured it is to the actual nose of the slide. It's very nice. I mean, they did a great job, and it took a while to get this done. I'll be honest, a lot of you have been aware of this product since February, March, April, and they finally arrived. Okay, screw goes in. We're going to go ahead and tighten it up a little bit. Now, you want to put this down all the way. I'm not going to use Loctite on this. I would say that you probably don't have to, but you may want to think about it. But it is your responsibility to be aware of that screw as you shoot. Now remember, there's a lot of heat going on up here, a lot of vibration going on here, so that screw may or may not, okay, walk itself out. But as you manage the gun, as you clean the gun, as you shoot, every once in a while you just want to look down and make sure that screw is tightly seated. If it starts to come out, then just tighten it back up. Last thing you want to do is have that screw fly out and all of a sudden it's not a normal screw. You have to replace that. So that would not be any fun. But I've tightened it down pretty good. We're going to go ahead now and drop a guide rod in. Now this is the factory guide rod, and this is a pure tungsten guide rod, which will help reduce recoil even more. And so I'm going to put the pure tungsten in. It's significantly heavier than the factory guide rod. Because of that extra weight, it really helps reduce recoil and muzzle flip. Recoil that you feel in your hand and also that muzzle flip. Now, let's go ahead and install it. It's pretty simple. Basically, just put the nose straight into the nose ring there of the slide, and then that's it, okay? And there's the installation. It's pretty simple, pretty fast. Now the last thing we want to do is go ahead and put it on the slide. Now, this is a brand new gun. Okay, it's never really been shot. It's probably been test fired. You can see there's a little bit of their, what Glock calls is their beryllium grease right here. Again, it has a little copper look to it. A lot of people think that's rust, but it's not. So before I put it back on, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little gun butter needle nose applicator, and I'm gonna put some oil onto the rails, just a little bit, okay? I mean, just a tad here. And just a tad here, and that back on the rear rails as well. And you know, I mean, it's metal to metal contact, so a little bit of oil is not going to hurt. Too much oil, it gets dirty and just collects a lot of dirt. So be very prudent with your oil application. So the other thing we can do, and again, there's that beryllium rust, excuse me, not rust, beryllium grease that looks like rust. A lot of people will say, hey, my gun's rusting. It's really not. It's just the copper beryllium grease that Glock puts on from the factory. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of this oil into the rails, just a little, just a line. Okay, there's already grease in there, I can see it, but the oil will also help. So now I'll put the slide back onto the frame. And the other thing I want to do before I go to the range and even shoot it, so okay, sometimes it gets stuck like this, and you just got to bring it out and make sure it's down all the way, and then it will go on and seat itself. And we're going to lock it in place, and there it is. Now, one of the things that you want to do with a new barrel is oil it in two places. One, right here where the slide pushes down on the hood of the barrel. Remember, Glock barrels are articulating, so as the slide comes back, the barrel tilts up a little bit. There's a lot of metal-to-metal contact there, so I'm going to put a line of oil right here. That's what I like about this little needlepoint applicator. It really allows you to be precise where you put the oil. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the slide back here, and I'm going to put some oil onto the actual barrel head or barrel top, and you'll notice there's also metal-to-metal contact right here. And this barrel is fluted, so I'll put it right on top of the high point of the flutes. And then just cycle a little bit. And it feels a lot better, and it will operate a lot better for you as well. Now, a couple things to think about. When you use a compensated barrel or a ported barrel like this, sometimes some of the light ammo will not cycle the slide. If you're shooting like really light loads or even some practice loads may have trouble because a lot of the energy of the ammunition is escaping here versus straight back on a slide. Hence, that's why you feel less recoil in your hand and less muzzle flip, because that energy is jetting upwards versus straight back on a slide. So be aware that if you're having any difficulties with cycling, you may need to shoot a self-defense load, because that has typically more powder, possibly a heavier bullet, but there's more energy to actually rack the slide. All right, now, all that said, it's done, it's installed, it's quick, and now let's go to the range and shoot this thing so we can see how good it reduces recoil and muzzle flip. All right, you can see here at the Shoot 270 range, we don't shoot down lanes. We can move and shoot, multiple targets, and all kinds of fun stuff. Now let's take a real close look at the Ramjet and see how it reduces recoil. Feels good, shoots good, and I think it's noticeably different in the fact that it doesn't jump as much, not only in my hand, but also just the way it feels when it's shooting. It kind of has a more of a push back. I'm really impressed. Okay, we're back, and that was fun, and you can see how it really reduces a lot of that flip, and it feels so much better. And especially with the heavy tungsten guide rod, it really just shoots better. It allows you to shoot faster with tighter groups. It's really a fascinating concept, and a lot of people really love it. So I think you will too. But I said earlier today about holsters. In this video, I talked about how can you fit this particular gun now that's a G43X with just a little bit more space to it. How does it fit in a holster? And it will fit into a Glock 48 holster because it's basically the same length as a Glock 48. So this is a Glock 48 holster. It's a $35 holster. It goes right into there, and look at that. Boom. So I would bet that it's going to fit in most Glock 48 holsters. And the big question is, will it fit into a 43 holster? Because if it has an open bottom, it's just going to stick out a little bit more. But we know for a fact that it fits into a Glock 48 holster, and it fits great. The other thing, too, to keep in mind that this concept of a compensator is legal in all 50 states because it's not a threaded barrel. So that's really the genius behind this thing, is that it gives you the advantages of a compensator without being a threaded barrel, and it's legal everywhere. So if you're looking to improve your shooting with your Glock 43X to shoot faster, more accurately, without the gun jumping all over the place, we've got a couple options for you, and the Radian Ramjet is certainly one of them. Thanks for watching. I'm Lenny McGill. This, of course, is the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop right here in amazing Nashville studios. And if you're ever in Nashville, okay, you got to come by the store. It's lots of custom guns to look at, and our amazing Shoot 270 shoot rooms where you can actually shoot in multiple directions and multiple targets and try out the Radian Ramjet. So come on down to Nashville. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.